Hi, welcome to my vlog. This vlog is quite raw. I didn't want to make some edits and whatnot. I just want to ask, how are you? Wow, as if we can make a response. Well, maybe through the comment section. But yeah, I have stored a lot of videos, pictures in my tablet just to prepare some edits and then upload these videos on my channel so that you can view it if you have time and if you're interesting. But yeah, I believe I'm struggling because of this. I have in mind that, I don't know, being a perfectionist. I'm an Aussie person. I want to provide poor content at the same time, poor editing and whatnot. But yeah, I believe it happens. I can find growth if I don't commit mistakes, and improvements is there because you check your limitations and what are the things you need to improve. But yeah, I'm trapped of my own imagination and my frustrations. That's why I'm struggling. And yeah, um how I wish I can talk to you in person, but I think the time, money, and your schedules as well. To the people I know, I wish I have to talk to, uh, as I want to express my own battles and hear own battles and achievements and winnings, especially winnings. Um, have you ever been that kind of? Have you experienced that you're happy for other people and yet you're not happy for yourself? And the fact that you're not that happy, you're struggling your own limitations. I mean, you're struggling as to your respective career. You tend not to express it to your so-called friends you admire of because of their determination, their successes, because you might be understood that you're just jealous, or perhaps there is jealousy, but you don't get jealous of that person that you hate them. In fact, you're happy about their achievements. It's just that you're jealous to that person you see for yourself in the near future or sooner or later, and yet it did not happen. You're happy to that person. Well, I believe you're jealous to the position of that person that you admire of, or that was close to you, but you don't hate the person. You just hate the admiration you have in mind because you failed to get that thing that you believe you deserve for your own self or for your own career that you imagine. I think the intention of doing vlogging is just to express myself and reach out to people whom I know, who have became part of my journey and still interested to know me and to know what is happening in my life. But more than that, I'm just want to satisfy my own cravings, being talkative, that just want to express to other people, and could be my other dream of becoming, what if, turn out to be a host at a certain show or whatnot. And as even as to the point that I am glad that I have saw people that they have expressed and improved their communications through vlogging. And it's a different story to tell, to how others survive their own and how they make a living through this kind of platform, YouTube and vlogging. And then it's also a reality that through this vlogging, at the same time, through this fast-paced world, we tend to understand more how the age brackets, people from different generations move and understand the way of life, and how they view others as as part of their life. At the same time, unknowingly, they become an enemy, and they tend to see it as an enemy. And have you experienced that? We're trying, even in my case as a back then as a teacher, with I tend to express that, in my generation, blah 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 blah. Unknowingly, I'm trying to represent and to prove to this young generation, or to be the older generation, that we're the best generation, or something like that. Or even the old people, from people who belongs to the generation who came first than mine. I mean, in our generation, we survive, and we have this one or not. Okay, okay, okay. I admire the struggle, the determination, how you face the struggles, but we cannot connect because we don't share the same world anymore. We share the same world literally, but the way how the world works, rather, is something that we are not on the same page. in your youth you live a life like this, but we cannot assume and we cannot imagine and we won't dare to imagine what life will be if we live in the same world and how it works, because our behavior and can be our way of viewing life and living depends and was attracted as to how the world works today. So to before, patience is a virtue. Could be, yes, a patience still a virtue today, but it doesn't mean that we, just because there's there are issues that at hand, we need to wait for a year just to resolve this one. Why why still wait for a year or decades to solve like family issues, to solve problems on our roads and our buildings, if we can save it for if we can resolve it for a day or for a week and look for this resources and whatnot. We don't share the same resources back then, your time and our time. So I think that's something that we unknowingly or and we fail to notice, that we're trying to compete who's the best generation. I mean, you have that in mind, have come to think about it. But of course, and we tend to be biased on our own generation, and that's a reality. Anyway, I also find the interest of how important parents and of what they wish to happen for their children. And I think as parents, more than teaching or allowing your guiding your child to think on how to I mean how what to think, it's how to think as well, because again, you don't share the same world anymore, and don't share the same world that works during their time and their time. So might as well let them express or think how to handle things their own way. But the guidance is still there, especially if we're looking for morals and something that such actions may be violative and might hurt others because of their own thinking. Again, the only absolute um, freedom that we have is what in our mind. If we express it, it might affect other people, and that means you have your own limit. You have such limitations to express your belief or something, and it's hard to find comfort in situations where you felt like there's no room for growth, no room for achieving the things that you have in mind, and it felt like you're already a failure. So how can you survive, and make how can you share to people and prove to people that you deserve still a chance and you deserve the kind of recognition coming from them because of their efforts. But it's not about asking for the recognition, asking for the appreciation to you, but how you satisfy and appreciate your own growth and your appreciation to whatever things you have done to yourself and your family and to your friends. And I'm happy that I honor people, admire people who have survived or surpassed their struggles in life, especially the young ones, to those who are younger than me. Perhaps it will come again in time that when you surpass a level of challenge, there's another level of challenge that might be higher and way different than you used to be and you have experienced back then. So yeah, I hope that we have the same person. We can talk to the person that would help us to improve and help us to grow more. As an ambivert, I mean, there are a lot of times. There were times I wish I want to be exposed to people. There were times I wish and I wanted to be alone, to find meaning to my own purpose in life, to find growth in my own existence and on my own efforts, and not depend on others. At some point in reality, we can find growth not by listening to other people, but just by releasing the frustrations we have in mind, something like that. And I hope that whenever you felt thinking now we need to stop things that makes us happy back then, but we can't find happiness anymore at present. I hope that through your faith, or through your commitment to yourself and to the supreme being you believe in, is will send instruments to you and help you understand that there's still more about life. There's still more about just merely experiencing and feeling that you're struggling in life, and there's hope despite of all these struggles, all these failures. And I think that the end is not near to us. The end might be near because we attract such end, and we're always thinking about committing, or as we commit to end the life we don't want to live at the moment. And one more thing, I mean, have you experienced that? Yeah. Uh, have you experienced thinking that maybe you're in the path that you don't want to be? It's just that you were trapped because of the limitations you have in mind. You have your family, financially, emotionally, and intellectually. And then because of certain situations, and you want some company, and then there's no people who will accompany you, then you look for videos on social media or not, and then and end up that this is my dream back then. I've lost it because I believe I was just too um stupid that I can't be like this and like that. How I wish that despite such thinking, we still find the reason why we choose to live. And I hope that we serve as an inspiration to others. Or if not, even if your intention is not to be an inspiration to others, I hope that you find an inspiration to yourself, that despite all the struggles you've been through, uh, you were still able to survive. I hope that at the end of the day, if your comfort, if your home is the people around you, the one you share the same, you share the same roof, the same shelter, will help you understand that life will never be fair. Will always not be fair, and it still depends on how you make it, how you work on it. And I hope that, as to again, in the concept of being a parent, serve as a guiding tool, an ear to their struggles, an ear to their battle cries in life, not a torture to them even more. Parents are supposed to be, you're supposed to be the home of your children, not their torture. Teachers can torture them physically, mentally, emotionally. You should serve them as your home. You should be their home. Be that home they deserve. To the children, while it's important to express yourself and you wish to gain independence, imagine that your belief you have in mind has its own limitations. And just because you want to express things doesn't mean that you're always correct. I hope that parents and children will meet the halfway, and the one who has experience in life, the parents, would dare to lessen their pride and choose to listen and help an innocent or childish child to grow through your guidance. Not because you want them to share the same struggle you had back then. Because if that's your goal, I don't think that's love. That's being selfish. I don't think you're trying to let them live a life you wish them to be, like being strong. You might be torturing them, or you might be telling to them that you're up for revenge, not for love. Because what may you understand in life during your youth might mean that not be the same as to what the youth are experiencing at the moment. If you wish to let them understand that, wait until you become an elderly. Perhaps they're part of the behavior of an elderly that might be naturally toxic to the young ones, and it's part of the cycle. But if this is part of being an elderly, that could be adjust and that could change. I hope you find time to change it. Do not make an excuse of your past experiences to let the next generation understand what you're feeling right now, because you may opt for revenge that you failed to achieve during the time you wish to put revenge to those people who have hurt you, and put that revenge to the people who have never caused you harm and wish to have make time for you and to understand, especially respect you. Do not teach the young ones, do not teach your child to put revenge to the next generation, because they don't live the same way as yours. And I hope you find the courage to fight against that kind of principle or a kind of understanding that just because you experience that badly means they need to experience the same way. Let us understand that revenge should not be the revenge of pain to the next generation. Is not an answer to your trauma that you have during younger years. I don't know if I'm saying the right way. It's just a mere sense of expressing myself. I don't know if other people would understand the same perspective. Perhaps I believe you get a little of what I have in mind and what I've expressed at the moment. Anyway, good night, good day, and fight, fight. Bye.